it's gonna be a wet week for the most part. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be hot. It's just gonna be wet today, tomorrow, and next day. However, if you are in East Western United States, you have the opposite problem. It's hot. It's dry. You're in a level 2 power emergency. Yeah, not good for you. So today is just another day of the week. Hopefully we can get some fun stuff up going on here. Tonight is the political talk roundtable with the group. That'll be 8 o'clock tonight. It should be interesting, I hope. And tomorrow night will be the science show with Waftcast, or Wafters, he's also known as. And then that's also 8 o'clock. And then, of course, Thursday's Tech Talk with me and M60. That will be starting at 8 o'clock as well. Probably Friday night will be Story Time with Grok. And then we will be having our Discord open panel. And then Sunday, of course, is Lummy's show at 3 o'clock on her channel. And, of course, the Silvermoon Radio AM 1610 on Kick. Then Monday is bill day to pay bills. And Tuesday, same as this Tuesday. And then Wednesday is food stamp day. And then we can get some groceries. Not exactly the greatest week, but it's a week. You know, that makes any sense. I made some new plastic teeth for the top. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to hold on as well. I think after they did some cleaning of the top teeth, I think the hook that I used to hang on kind of lost the hook. Kind of lost that gripping feeling. Ooh, feeling. You lost that gripping feeling. I don't hold on. So I gotta put some denture adhesive on it to hold it in place for chewing. Normally I didn't have to, because what happens is the plastic, which is a type of acrylic, I've had that homemade one in the top for about over a year, and it's just crumbling away. I guess that happens. That's life, I guess. So, trying to figure out what's going on today. I get some people to come up on panel. Maybe Brittany, maybe Fairy, maybe Leo, maybe Noodles. I'm not mad at Noodles. I don't even know why he's mad at me. But I think eventually it's going to work out somehow with Noodles. This is why I didn't want to turn off to everyone in my announcements, because when I do that, nobody's really seeing my announcements. It sounds weird, but it's true. So where are you guys? Where are you guys? It's a wet day outside, and doors are open, cats allowed to go in and out, get some air, but I don't know, Chris. Honestly, I thought about it originally when we first met up, but he, I don't know if he's quite the one I want. That's all I can say. So how long am I going to be wearing these homemade teeth? Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. After I'm done paying, and I did pay him off, the CPIA, once my credit cards get back to normal, I can see about getting the removable teeth, but the problem is that I gotta pay 20% copay, and I'm not enthusiastic about that. Let me give you an example. A 20% copay, let's say, costs $1,000, which sounds about right with parts and labor, right? You pay $1,000. A 20% copay means you gotta pay $200 up front. And then your insurance company should take care of the other $800. Well, that's a lot of money. Yeah, kind of. Um, and it's over something so stupid. I mean, in one sense it's stupid, in another sense it's not so stupid. So let's look at it. The stupid part. He's mad because I let one of his enemies into my Discord, which I later removed from the Discord because it turns out the enemy turns out to be a real creep. And then at the same time, what the creep does is he decides to make trouble for Noodles by swatting his mother's funeral and doing some other diabolically nasty stuff. Chris, he actually, I understand the concept, but that's another thing about Noodles that is kind of odd is that he's so focused on the social media aspect. I don't know if I could live with a guy who constantly has to put the camera in my face every friggin' minute. There's times when I just would rather just say, Noodles, it's, I want nothing to do with the internet right now. We're about to eat dinner. Put the phone away and talk to me and not to your audience and God knows where. Because the truth is, he isn't going to find the right one that unless she wants to do the same thing he does. But I'm not that person. Yes, I have shows. Yes, I do 2 shows most every night of the week. But I also want to have my personal time too. And that's the truth. And I don't think that's unreasonable. Because if you're going to spend more time on the internet than you're going to spend with your family, it doesn't leave a very good feeling for your spouse or your family. And that's the truth. And that's how a lot of people on social media get themselves into a real pickle, because they do just that. They go out there and they will say, well, my audience is from family. While your spouse or your children are like, why is dad spending so much time talking to this woman on the internet that I can't even get him to talk to me about, the school project that's due next week. That's kind of sucks. I don't think I'm ready for that kind of a spouse. I mean, I'm not jealous. I mean, um, I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not jealous though. That's wrong. But I'm saying is I understand if you got things you got to do, but when you can't even spend time with your family or your girlfriend, and you spend more time on the internet, yes, Chris, it has. I can see how. It's called balance. It's called moderation. Keeping a balanced perspective. You like what you do, but at the same time, you need to keep in mind that you have responsibilities besides YouTube. I've seen it happen a lot. Same thing with anything else. Same thing with substance abuse. You know? Oh, you're going to make love to Miss Budweiser, but you can't make love to me. And I'm, the kind of attitude sucks. But the sad truth is that's what Noodles wants. He has more appreciation for his online presence than he does for everyday family and friends. Yeah, I know, it's a sad thing. Not exactly the kind of news that most people want to hear about. Just being honest here. Well, some more news to cover. This more affects the middle of the country than Northeast. Is the Federal Electric Commissioner FERC, also the National Electric Reliability Council, have issued a level 2 power emergency for the Midwest and the Southwest, pretty much the western part of the country, considering rolling blackouts because there's too much demand and not enough electrical supply. Good morning, Hammer. How you doing today? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, unfortunately, the problem is that the western part of the country has a problem. They have a shortage of electrical capacity, and so the Department of Energy told them to basically ramp up all production. Everything that is accessible for power plants is to be enabled. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. It sounds fine, except for one problem. The heat's not going to be giving us a break soon on the western United States. Good morning, David S. How you doing today? Good morning. Tornadoes, hurricanes, yep, they're getting them too. So, yes, there is a Category 5 system out in the Atlantic getting all worked up. I don't know where it's going to land. Yeah. Well, David S., I would say don't think of the worst in the results, whatever they are. Just hope for the best. I'm sure something's going to work out for you. Well, that's okay, Chris. We'll deal with it when it comes here. Don't have much of a choice. That's just the way it is. We just got to deal with it when it comes here. I've got food. I've got fuel. I have power. I mean, I survived Irene. I survived Sandy. Parents survived Gloria. So, a couple weeks ago, massive tornado came through Torrington, Connecticut. Let me ask you, Grace, about something you were saying yesterday to, I think it was to Hammer, when he said, Hammer said that, Noodles does good for the show, and you said something about how Noodles likes to highlight my negative aspects. Well, that's a good thing. I don't know what your base weight was already, but Um, let's see here. Let's get the kitty cat on camera. He actually wants me right behind my monitor right now. There he is. So, oh, let's switch it back. Oh, that's starting to change, Chris, unfortunately. Given the nature of the system that just came through a couple weeks here in Connecticut, tornadoes might become a regular occurrence for us. A lot of it's because the instability set up by the El Nino, Super El Nino. How you doing, Nats? Welcome to the show today. Why don't you come on up in the live area of the Discord, and I'll let you in. It's pretty easy. Just go to the. You can try coming in directly, or go to the waiting room, and then I'll let you in. Yeah, that's true. But you can get water spouts, though. Think about putting your body in a car wash. As the tornado picks up all that seawater and flings inward. I mean, what Grace said was correct, that sometimes Noodles likes to point out my flaws more than my assets. You know, which is true. If that makes any sense. Yeah, for hurricanes, yes. We definitely are safe from hurricanes because we're inland by quite a bit. When Hurricane Irene came through, it gave us a massive rainstorm that flooded my bedroom. Hurricane Sandy didn't do much. Don't worry about it. Trust me, Nats. Look, we don't even have much to talk about right now anyway. So, yeah, let's just come on up. Don't worry about drama. Well, Noodles isn't here. So, I mean, Hurricane Irene was so strong that it was choking out the carburetor on a generator with the winds. It was a struggle to get that generator to keep running. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the fellow. Yeah, I know. Down in the southern part of Connecticut got it good. Both of them. I remember how hard I had to struggle to keep that generator running. Not a reason why we went with the battery system we have now. More reliable power. Because it kept choking out the engine. The carburetor couldn't even get enough fuel air mixed proper to the cylinders. Well, good morning. We get a spaghetti man. How you doing today? So I mean the okay, I'm not gonna, depending on how much load I'm putting on the battery system, I mean batteries can run for like 24 hours. Like if you're just using it lately to charge your phone and use a couple LED lights, but you know, run an air conditioner on it, I'll run it down in about an hour. Sorry about the fires and the camping trip cancellation. Um, it happens. Nah, I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, I don't even know when Noodles gonna be done pouting. He just, I don't know when he's gonna finally just realize that uh, he just as much depends on me as I depend on him. So, are you in the Western United States wildfires, or are you near the Canadian wildfires? We'll see. We'll see. I didn't do anything wrong, and he knows I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, the Pacific Northwest fires. Yeah. Have you all seen those videos of the girl bumping into someone and then giving the hand signal behind her back. Please help when she's with some villain. Imagine Noodles doing that with Michele. Reverse role. I know I've never seen that, but well, it's too bad we can't use all that excessive heat to make steam so you can make electricity. Because the rest of the Midwest and Southwest needs electricity. They're a level 2 power emergency right now. Especially the southwestern states. That's an interesting question. Well, all I know is, as far as the fires go, some of them fires could have been ameliorated if they were doing proper forestry conservation. I said some, not all. Lightning strikes, aren't exactly easy to figure out where they're going to land. Clumsy inattentive campers that make campfires and let the campfires get out of control is a sad reality. Shorting and arcing power lines. Utility company needs to keep out for those because that's their job. But if they're not doing their job, then of course all bets are off. And stupid assholes, firebugs, well, yeah. Again, what's the logic behind that? I don't even see why anybody would enjoy wanting to burn their neighbor's house down. Fire can be a useful friend, it can also be a hell of an enemy. In this case, it's an enemy. It's not being a useful thing. Now, warming water for tea. Not much common sense with that. How you doing, voiceless creators? Welcome to the show today. Sorry it's a little slow. If anyone wants to come up into the live area, if you don't have a direct studio key, just come into the waiting area. I'll try to bring you in. Watching that section of the screen now. Well, that sucks. I hate getting bit by any kind of stinging insect or biting insect. That's what I said, Chris. You know, there's not much you can do about defending against, you know, lightning strikes. I mean, it's not, as I said, it's not the same thing as the other part, things like careless campers and all that. But, and they worry about all the situation. They worry about the, you know, carbon dioxide production, right? You realize, as well as I do, that carbon dioxide, as we know through photosynthesis, is fixated by the trees into hydrocarbons, which is now being released again into the atmosphere as the wood burns. And I know that some cities tried to ban the use of wood fireplaces, which I think is kind of stupid. But I just don't understand why it's a good thing to say stop burning wood. Considering the fact is that number one, you got plenty of wood. There's no reason. I know they're talking about the ash or particulates from a wood fire. That's just a part of combustion. You know, yes, you can make a wood stove that burns very efficiently. Absolutely. But if you guys had a use for all the wood you had, besides construction, which uses one, you guys would have done pretty good keeping your leaf litter and forests and stuff clear of things that cause fires. But you can't stop lightning strikes, though. That's just a reality. Yeah, so that's good. But I think the other thing is too is that you guys have maybe not so much the Pacific Northwest, but the West in general is having a bit of a water shortage. We know the Southwest and the West in general, Southwest is most particular because of where Lake Mead, Lake Powell are not going to have enough electricity, water pressure to go into the hydroelectric plants because the water level is too low. First of all, I don't know why you're still mad at me. Um, I don't understand why you're mad at me. We got rid of the troublemaker. We did kick him out after we found out some of the backstory. He's not in the Discord anymore. Well, the lightning rods do help, but and finally people are starting to put them back on their houses again too, because when Benjamin Franklin created the lightning rod system, it did work in protecting families from the house from getting struck by lightning by evening the charges between ground and and the sky. I don't know why you told me to go piss off though. I did try to reach out to you in private. Um, that's all I'll say right now. Let me ask you a related question about these fires. All the families that are being displaced by them, where are they going to? I mean, that's a lot of area. And I mean, there's not too much room on the East Coast to go to because the East Coast is pretty densely packed. I mean, sure, you could go to Kentucky and Tennessee and Pennsylvania, but I don't know if there's enough room there either for the entire western United States to go to evacuate. So where are all those people? Because Patrick Humphrey said the same thing. People are told to evacuate. Um, where are you going to send 800,000 plus people? Where are you going to send them? I mean, sure, the East Coast can take some of them. Eastern United States can take some, but not everybody. Maybe if we didn't have all these illegals in this country, we would have had more room for the people from the west, from the western U.S. coming to the eastern. But unfortunately, the illegals have filled up our shelters, and we have no place to put you guys. So where are you gonna go? Where are you guys going to go? They can't too much about that, you know. Sure, if you're in the Pacific Northwest, maybe you can go to Canada. Maybe Canada will accept you guys coming in. For emergency reasons, but yeah. But because the grants passed legislation, even in an emergency like this, the city can still criminalize you for being homeless. Even if it's a fire emergency, it doesn't stop them from saying you can't park your camper here. You can't set up your campsite here. You can't do this. Even if it's a crisis. Do you think the cities are going to go ahead and necessarily relax the grants pass versus Brown decision? Which is down back in the Supreme Court again, by the way. Because people are seriously wondering if the Supreme Court basically lost its mind. And I think in a way the Supreme Court did lose its mind. Homelessness is, having a place to sleep, eat, and excrete is a basic need, not a luxury. And if you're homeless, yes, there are some that like being homeless, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about those that have no choice and do not want to be homeless. You should not be incarcerated because you're homeless. That's stupid. That makes no sense. Hi, Brittany. How you doing? Yeah, definitely. Let's work on some political questions because we got questions related to actual physical disaster. Where are all those people that have been evacuated from this fire zones going to go? Yeah, exactly. That's also why the state of California is not touching Slab City either. By those of you who don't know what Slab City is, there used to be an old military base in the middle of nowhere, in the desert. I bet they're never gonna have a wildfire. Sand don't burn. But that's why the state of California never touched a Slab City, because they're like, why bother? Why don't you send the rest of the people from Los Angeles into Slab City? Simple. They won't live. They won't make it. They'll become your California raisins, dried up and dead. It's hot in where Slab City is. Yes, they do have their own variation of FEMA, yeah. And their fires are burning right now, as far as I know, in the eastern Canada. Good morning, how you doing, Leo? Let's come on up and spare me today. So let's just be honest. You either burning, i.e. fire, burning, on the western U.S. because it's too hot, or you're lucky right now temporarily in the East Coast and getting a reprieve by getting rained on. So I'd rather be rained on. Okay. Well, in the case of the Canadian fires, I don't know what we can really do to help them when we already got our full crews already working on our own. I mean, we already have a full fire crew out there in the western United States trying to deal with these fires. So I don't know how the U.S. can help Canada. It just makes me sad, honestly. Because, well, let's put it this way. I mean, everybody, it seems to be suffering from the same problem. Hello, how you doing, Leo?
Hello, Michelle.
Yeah.
You guys talking about the Canadian wildfires?
We're talking about the Canadian wildfires and the fires in the western United States at the same time. As Patrick Humphrey said, over 800,000 people were told to evacuate their homes.
Really? From where? Where are the other fires at?
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Pacific Northwest. Let's see, I got a list of them here. Let's see, we're a little further up the screen here. Let's see, let me find it. Oh, here, let's go further back. 3.3 million acres are burning in Oregon and Washington, and 2.7 million acres are burning between California, Utah, Colorado, Ohio, and Arizona. Idaho and Arizona.
Did they say, is it from the dryness or?
Yeah, most of them are caused by, the Pacific Northwest ones are caused by lightning strikes.
Oh, yeah, we've had some storms, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else is going on?
Everybody's trying to cut back on their costs.
Yes. Did you see the SAVE Act got passed? They passed they called it something else. They snuck it in with another bill.
Oh, okay.
So,
the
voter
SAVE
ID
Act,
thing.
right? That's for the requiring the ID. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they snuck it in with, well, not snuck it in. Everybody knew it was it, but it's called the I think it's like a something, and it's got a bunch of different things in it.
I think the Sunshine Act also passed.
What's that?
That's the daylight savings time will be the
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they passed that too, yeah. Which, I don't know, how do you feel about that? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure yet either.
I mean, it'll be nice not getting used to the time difference, but I don't know. I've grown up my whole life with daylight savings time, so it's going to be weird.
Well, here's where I do see a problem when it's older operating systems that used to get automatically adjusted. You're going to have to go and manually tell no longer that you're going to be doing automatic time changing for seasons, because Otherwise, you're going to end up with a very screwed up clock and a very screwed up mind. David S. said 6,671,840 acres have been impacted by these fires so far this season in Canada. A lot of fires are suspected to have been caused by terrorist activity. Ah.
Morning, Parasola. It surprises me because the Midwest, like with Ohio, I'm not so sure about the West, or I mean the East, I guess, is the same as us, but we've been having a lot of rain. Oh wait, God, I can't even talk. I just got home from running a bunch of errands. We've had a lot of rain, like flooding. So it's weird that we're having issues with fires in the Midwest.
Well, the Midwest United States has not really had much rain at all. They're in a severe drought right now. As I mentioned on the morning show quite a few times, they have a real severe drought in the Midwest and the West Southwest. Colorado River is drying up. Lake Mead is drying up. Lake Powell is drying up. Hoover Dam is pretty much as ready to go offline any minute because they can't generate power. Once the water goes below too low because it can cause damage to turbines because of an action called cavitation.
The Hoover Dam is powered by
water.
Wind?
And the Colorado River. Even the reservoirs upstream have gone way below normal water level. As it was shown by Snyder Report and also by Patrick Humphreys. The National Electric Reliability Council and the Department of Energy have already told everybody that they're in a level 2 emergency on the Southwest and the Midwestern United States because of heat demand. And that's just one notch below level 3 when they start doing rolling blackouts.
Oh yeah, they say Lake Michigan's water line is down.
Yeah.
It's 5 foot lower than it was in 2020. That's straight. Well, I guess that makes sense because we've had a lot of dry weather up until this last year.
That's what happens when you tell me not to give you snow in the winter.
I still don't want snow in the winter.
We need snow in the winter.
I'd rather have rain.
Well, rain's fine, but it floods everything. Snow is like an extended release tablet. It's slower, doesn't cause severe land erosion. I'm not saying it can't cause any, but it's not as severe.
No, snow just damages our roads. They dig up our yards when they plow, and then everybody gets into accidents.
Yeah, well, what damages your roads more is road salt.
Yes, we had it. They haven't been even using salt. We had a shortage, I guess, which is very odd. I don't know how we run out of salt.
Yeah, well, there's still plenty of salt mines out there.
I know. Well, that's what they told us. They didn't have salt for the roads this year.
Probably because they didn't want to spend the money. That's probably more likely it.
Yeah. Well, finally, our roads are getting fixed. I seen they put in a thing saying that our bridges are getting fixed because the bridges were very dangerous. They need to be updated, and our roads are finally getting fixed. Finally. I'm so happy.
Well, I'm glad to see that, too.
Yeah, our roads are bad. Like, they haven't even been striped in years. All the reflective paint on it has been worn off.
It's all been worn out, yeah. Yeah, we have some roads like that in Winsted, too.
It's very ghetto. I'm not used to it. When I moved here, 5, 6 years ago, I don't remember. The roads were beautiful. always constantly maintain. And then they did a switch over of administration and the Chamber of Commerce, and
See you
everything just
soon,
went to
Golden
crap.
Girl. And yeah. Well, how long? Okay, so where did you live before you were living in Michigan?
Illinois, Chicago
Oh,
area.
okay. Abomination state.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I left it, but Michigan was so good up until these last 10 years, and it's just gone downhill now.
And
But
you're
hopefully we'll pull it out.
and of course your
Hopefully.
current governor there, Gretchen, whatever her last name is, isn't exactly doing a good job either. So
Yeah, I call her Gretchen Witless. No, she's selling all our farmland to China. She got busted for it. She was supposed to get all the money back, or give all the money back and get our land back, but I don't know if she did.
yeah, but what about the food stamp fraud that your state's been having problems with?
Yep, that too. I was just at Social Security Day because I needed to get my award letter stating that, I'm on it, whatever. And all the people in there, I'm like, why are you on Social Security? And they're like, they're fighting with the people because they got overpayment and everything else. I'm like, that is your fault. If you got extra money, it says right in the rules that you are responsible for any overpayment.
Right.
So they're cracking down on them, and people aren't happy. But I don't care, because people like me and you, like, once I get back to work, which I start work tomorrow, it's
Right.
not going to matter too much. But the time that I was down, I had no money for food. I had no money to help me with anything because it was all gone. It's like, it's not fair to people like me and you. This is what our parents, our grandparents, I paid into all my life, and I can't use it when I need it. It's ridiculous.
Well, let me say one thing. There's two situations with overpayment. The first is at fault, which you understand, and the other one is you're not at fault, but Social Security's at fault.
Mm-hmm.
The way Social Security still says is, well, we're still going to have to call the money back no matter what. Even if we make the mistake. And now they can take 100% of it.
Yep.
Now, think obviously how much that could be devastating to people that's their only source of income.
But Michelle, I've had overpayments before, and the first thing I do is I call. I'll say, wait a minute, I don't think this money is mine or whatever, and I get clarification before I ever spend it.
Right, I do too.
That's what they need to do. They just take the money and run, and then they get mad when they have to pay it back. It's like, errors happen because, humans err. Computer aren't always perfect either by what the humans do. So that's, that was on her. She was really ticked off, but I was like, dude, $7,000 you got overpaid, and you didn't think there was an issue there? Like, they screwed up?
Yeah. They want to stop digging for sugar sand here, the cranberry bogs. Sugar sand?
What is sugar sand?
What's sugar sand? I've heard of the word. I don't know what it is.
Brittany.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
I don't know what sugar sand is either. That sounds like a euphemism for cocaine.
Well, they have
my sugar sand
for like cookies, but it's just sugar that's colored. That's what I was wondering.
Yo, have you seen, this is totally random. It's like they call it edible sand, but obviously it's just like pulverized like graham crackers that you add like moisture to. But man, if you have little kids in your life that still want to eat everything, edible sand graham cracker shit is fun as fuck to watch.
Great, you're gonna be shitting out sandpaper. Because that's gonna go right through your intestinal tract like basically getting sandblasted. No pun intended.
Graham crackers? I love graham crackers.
Yeah.
Those are always the one thing I ask when you come out of surgery. They're like, do you want some crackers? I'm like, yeah, the graham ones. I want graham crackers. Not those stupid saltines.
I like saltines.
I do too, but when you come out of surgery, that sweetness hits so good because you've been fasting and...
Yeah. Sugar rush. That's what you want.
Mhm.
Oh my God, Gidgey, good luck on moving. We love you.
No, Gidget, we understand.
The
You
moving
got
truck
stuff
is
to
here
do.
in 2 hours. I've been moving little loads yesterday and this morning. Wish me luck, guys. You're lucky you were
I'm
able
so
to get a
excited
moving
for you.
truck. That which comes with some strong mover guys to help you move stuff. Unless you're just renting the U-Haul or rider and doing it yourself.
I don't want to do that again, Michelle. I fucking hate moving. I gotta do that.
too.
Oh.
Moving sucks.
You know, just like Gidgey said, in her life, she said, I got so much stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Get in line,
Yeah,
honey.
I had
We
to
all got that.
compact, like, take a 7-bedroom house, and now I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. So
Nightmare.
I had to get rid of. I'm still getting rid of stuff. I got like boxes and boxes. I'm still going through, but I'm almost there.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Giving it to the Salvation Army, Goodwill?
Yeah, I donated. Some of it was thrown out. Some I gave to like people I work with or friends, but most of it got donated.
Yeah.
Do you have any women's shelters? It will take whatever, man. That's what I try to tell people at my job. They want to leave clothes there because they're washing their clothes. And I'm like, we're not a donation place. This is where you wash your clothes. And then I'll go, oh, there's like a Catholic, like, do you go to church? And people look at me like I'm being rude. And I'm like, no. I'm like saying, like, take this stuff there. Like, you have baby clothes. Like, there's somebody in your church. I promise you, there's somebody at your church right now that needs clothes.
I don't know if it's a woman's shelter. I think it might be like a domestic violence type thing.
That would
But
still count.
I think it's called Lydia's Closet, and like for foster kids and for women and even men can go like to the church up the road and get donated clothes. So yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is what you could also do is if some, believe it or not, this is something from the old days that still kind of exists in some communities. Usually, like in the community, like at this grocery store, there might be a bulletin board where you can put a little peg and say free stuff. You know,
people do that on Facebook now. They have all these. It's called buy nothing groups, Michelle. Where
there's
like
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, use that too. Craigslist free stuff. You know,
be careful with Craigslist. Obviously, anybody you want to meet up with that you don't know. There. If you're gonna do that, your police station sometimes has like a online buyer meeting thing. Probably go to that. Probably do that where cameras are on you and you're like, I'm in public.
We just had some guy. They were trying to sell a car on that Facebook marketplace, and they got robbed. The guy took the car and the money.
Oh.
So yeah, he ran in. I work at Burger King, and I wasn't there at the time, but he ran into Burger King and had to call the cops because the guy pulled a gun out on him. It's like, what are you doing making a $10,000 trade in our parking lot? I know something sounds fishy about that.
And that's real weird too, because it's like, again, almost every police station now has a sign like on the parking space that says online buying meetup spot.
Really?
Right here. Yeah. My hometown even has one of those.
That's a smart idea.
I don't think I've seen that in
station?
Winsted Police Department. I don't think they have that. But then the parking lot for the town hall is kind of packed with cars in there anyway because the employees. So I don't know what if they would do that in Winsted. I'm seeing bins now for throw clothes and for recycling. Oh, you mean like the white bins that the Salvation Army used to put out? Yeah. We had those in Winston, in Torrington.
Yeah, they call them safe exchange zones here or internet purchase exchange locations.
Yeah.
It's a good
Interesting.
idea. I'm glad they're doing that because there's been so many people getting hurt, robbed,
Yeah,
kidnapped.
yeah, that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I'm not sure if I would go ahead and announce on Facebook, loads of computer parts come pick up for free, because somebody may decide to try to take my money and take my life just because they want to be an asshole. And then while they're
Yep.
still streaming it on YouTube.
Hey, you know, you never know with this stuff. I've met people where I've been like, "Oh my god, that happened to you?" Like, I don't know if you guys know that that man that went on Facebook Live and was shooting an old man, shot him in the fucking face. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm
Wait.
on the bus. I'm on the bus, right? I'm
Mhm.
like, "Hey, bus driver, what are your Easter plans this bus visit?" And she goes, "Oh, we don't celebrate Easter anymore." And I was like, "Oh, why?" And she goes, "Oh, you don't remember 2 years ago when that old man got shot in the face and was murdered?" I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, no. Are you guys And she was like, "That's my husband's father." And I was like, "Ah!" I was like, "I'm so sorry. Oh, I
Oh
didn't
my
mean to
God.
do this to you, ma'am." I was like, "Oh God." I was like, "I just wanted to know what you did for Easter."
Oh, I've had a moment like that. Some person I know, I seen he was performing at, it was just an open mic thing, and his mom was there. And to me, she looked like she was drunk. And I'm like, oh, your mom seemed like she was having a really good time. She was like stumbling all over. He's like, no, she has MS. I'm like, oh,
Oh fuck.
I'm like,
Oh
I'm so sorry.
shit. Oh my god.
He's like, no, it's okay.
Well, you know, the thing is that is Europe still having heat waves and fires? Because I know there were some fires in Europe too.
Well, let's see. Is Europe still let's Google it. Is Europe still experiencing a heat wave? No, says Google. Yeah, 2 weeks ago was the heat wave, I guess. And they're
Okay.
blaming fossil fuel emissions in Europe.
Well, I don't know if that's really the fault. Fossil fuel.
They're just kind of connecting it, I guess. Fossil fuel emissions rapidly worsened while European heat waves hit all-time high.
What about wildfires? Because I know they've had wildfires in Europe too.
I'm sorry, Michelle, what'd you say?
Wildfires in Europe. They were having wildfires in Europe too.
That's crazy. Europe is getting hit every which way. Economically, naturally,
Yeah.
everything. Population wise, just everything is hitting them, man. They're going through it over there.
Cat, don't jump on the PC. Good lord. France and Spain are still having wildfires, according to Christine. Okay. Yeah, I do think this Iranian war bullshit's annoying, especially with someone who had family members that died in Afghanistan, so kind of obnoxious, especially because
Are you following that Iran war? Or
some things I can't entirely follow because again, I have a family member that stepped on an IED and exploded. So it's not like, so when war starts breaking out, I legitimately think about the people that had the balls to go through the military and they just die. And in the grand scheme of things, I feel that the American government, especially with some things that were changing with the law of, or it wasn't a law, it was like the military history websites, like my cousin's name was removed from the White House database, and I was livid.
What?
because
That's not right.
somebody wrote a book about her. That's how impactful my cousin was to the United States military.
Wow.
And they wanted to remove her name from the White House database. And
Well,
that's depressing to think about because, you know, how many people like my cousin are out there that are impacting the United States military in a positive way and they die and they're never going to get remembered.
what about the innocent bystanders, the civilians that had nothing to do with it, that will not be remembered?
Well, my question now is, it seems like because oh my God, who's fighting Russia right now? Ukraine. Now it seems like Ukraine is getting involved in the war. I'm like, what is going on?
It's, you know, all of it's
It's
really
a real
crazy.
It's a real World War III thing.
Yeah.
It seems like it might be starting that because, like, you know, China and Russia are kind of by proxy allies. And Iran's biggest, like, op is funded by Russia. So it is fucking scary. And then Europe's so small. And then I'm sorry too. Maybe I'm just being a little sentimental here, but like, remember that one guy that wanted to take over Europe and expand all of Europe and make it one big thing? I think we should be against that, right? Like,
I
Russia
also
doesn't
don't
need
think we should
Ukraine.
forget too. Another thing is that Iran is China's trading partner for fuel.
Yeah.
So China isn't exactly like seeing their fuel teat being squished. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to do economic retaliation against the U.S. because of that.
China's been trying to take us out for years.
They have access.
And we're like their biggest competitor.
They have.
I don't understand the point of war at this in our day, like how we are right now. It's like we should be so far past this, but we're not.
It's just like
human
YouTube.
nature.
Because unfortunately, sometimes we can be very infantile.
Huh, Michelle?
As it's said, it's just like YouTube because we can be so infantile. Yeah. That's why we keep doing this stupid shit. You know, like you're not my friend, so you're my enemy, and my enemy is your enemy is now my friend, and so we don't like you, so we're gonna do all kinds of nasty stuff to you. That's what war is. Yeah.
I know it's very hard to understand on YouTube. People can't have a difference of opinion, apparently. If you don't think like the other person, they generally don't like you.
Right.
It's very immature. It's very, it's dumb.
Well, it's the same thing.
Leo, if you have the time, you should watch Nick Fuentes and Hunter Biden have a conversation.
No way. They had one?
Yes. On I'll put it in the political chat. I think you would be interested in it because, Nick Fuentes is very controversial. Hunter Biden is very controversial. And certain things, it's like that Patty Begonia video that I posted, the drag queen and the alt-right chick. Everybody has commonalities in a conversation. It's just that we're so divided. Social media has divided us to an extreme. They were talking about like our lifestyles have divided us, like going from home to work to home to home to work to work to home. Like my grandparents, for example, they used to have parties with their neighbors, like full, like, hey, come over for Christmas. I have never heard of nobody doing that in the modern day. You got to be really tight with people to do that.
My brother is actually suffering from that because we grew up where we were constantly, like, you work Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends was your time to relax and, have your friends over or go to the bar. Yeah. It's not like that anymore, like you're saying. And he's a very social person, and he can't find that outlet to blow off steam because there's nobody around to hang around with. Everyone's too busy in their lives. We've got stuck in this rhythm of, like you said, work, home, and you're just too exhausted to do anything else, or you don't have the money because everything's so freaking expensive.
Yeah. It's affecting
Yeah,
that
it's
money part
definitely
is affecting
changed.
everybody, including me and Lumi and other people here. Yeah.
I posted it in the video. It's really interesting.
But I mean, the thing is that and I forgot who posted this in YouTube, but they said that Trump decides that he's gonna blow up Iran's last nuclear stronghold storage area, like including where the nuclear power plant is. Whoa, dude, wait, you're gonna create another man-made Chernobyl
Well,
Jesus.
and
and
then the other
bomb
thing
their
too,
working power plant? Is that
we're
even
getting
wise?
far too close to nuclear war again. You know what I mean? Like the
Yep.
teasing of it even. I'm sorry, I think it's hypocritical of our nation to say, "Oh, well, you can't have nuclear weapons, but we can produce and stockpile them." And there are other countries that do it too. All the other countries that didn't sign in the nuclear pact. So, yeah, I'm going to side-eye all of y'all that still want to make nuclear weapons and arms.
Somebody
For what reason?
said
What are we
also
getting
that the
ready
United
for?
States is out of missiles. Oh,
Does seem a little odd that they are producing so much. I would think that that would be the one thing they would want to stop mass producing, because that destroys everything.
No, with the Wafters and I have gone over the science of because Batman and Little Boy are tiny compared to currently what we have in nuclear arms.
oh yeah.
The devastation would be insane. The devastation would be insane. You could set up, I think, one of Russia's bigger nuclear arms, and depending on how it detonates, like half the United States is gone and irradiated.
Yeah. But what
And I
about
think that's
this?
like
I heard a
the
rumor
Tsar
that said
bombs.
that the reason why we temporarily stopped launching missiles at Iran is because we're running out of missiles. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know anything about the war thing, like it doesn't affect me right now. But
No,
when I
not right
see
now.
people in Russia at a park and like they're like jumping over their babies to protect them because of the drones that are coming over and bombing them, I'm thinking to myself, that could be us. Any day that could be us.
Oh, drone warfare, I think with our airspace, maybe. It totally depends, but I think it would be turned on us more likely than foreign entities attacking with drones. But you never know.
No, what was
Yeah.
also suggested is remember the balloon scare from China?
Yeah.
And what if
They
next
still
time they
won't say exactly
bring
what that
balloons
was.
over, what if they're loaded with bombs and they just pepper bombed us from the sky?
They scream like they say transparency, and I understand that you cannot like release the rules of like what you're gonna do, your plans. But even after the fact, they never come out and really say like, what the fuck were those balloons? Like,
Oh,
why
we won't know for another
Yeah.
15 to 20 years.
Exactly.
We won't know.
Exactly, and it's getting
I
to
mean-
the point where it's like, I don't know what to believe, who to believe.
Some
So,
people are
okay,
saying some people say that we're all gonna die by 2027.
Well, I hope it's quick.
Well, people said that about 2012. Okay.
And
Yeah,
2000.
I know they're always setting a date. Here's what the 2027 is based on possibly an asteroid hit or something to do with the last pope, which right now is Pope Leo the sixth. I guess supposedly in 2027 he will be the last pope. Interesting. As far as I know, Pope Leo is pretty healthy, so I don't know why
I'm surprised the Catholic Church is still even a thing with all the child molestation in there, all the fraudulent money.
The priest, the cardinals have been endorsing that. They have been excommunicated. They've been thrown out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I remember they have the weirdest rule. My dad, he got divorced, his first marriage, and it was because his ex-wife wanted to divorce. But in order for him to partake in that church, they wanted money from him, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty stupid. And then later on, my good friend said the same thing. she got a divorce, and the Catholic Church says you need to pay money. For what? Because they got a divorce? It doesn't make any sense to me.
At one point, a
That's
lot
not
of these.
that's not the standard teachings in the magisterium, though. They'll usually demand money for divorces.
Well, it was to be able to continue in the congregation. And these are
I
two
still
different
never heard of
spheres.
that either, because
I know, it's weird, right?
it
There
sounds
is so
more
much
like a
corruption.
bishop that's coming up with his own decree that doesn't make any sense with matching church law.
No, it's the lies and the fraud and everything, man.
So go back in history, right? Like all these beautiful Catholic churches that we have in Italy and France and all this, they were built because these rich families thought putting in, because this was the thought, putting in this amount of money would help gain piety with God, right? Like, I've commissioned these beautiful stained glass windows and these big churches. God and I are settled, so the Catholic Church has been about money exchanges in terms of salvation.
Oh, I don't think I'm sure that there's plenty of grease. There's been plenty of palm greasing for a long time in any church.
Yeah, the church I used to go to, which was it was just I don't think it was even a denomination. It was just like a Christian church. It started off in a trailer, like in a very small, group of people, and then they exploded, and they're all about money now. And it's like,
because
the reason I like this church is because it was like contained and intimate, and like it was a family. Now you guys, all you want is freaking money.
Looking at the Mormons, whew.
Yeah,
Mormons, you had to pay a tithe, but even crazier, if you look into like these fundamentalist Mormon communities in Colorado, the Mormon church, especially the fundamentalist Mormon church, owns about 80% of all construction companies on the West Coast.
Holy crap.
It's a $1 million industry. Billions. And guess what? These businesses, people don't own those businesses in the fundamentalist Mormon church, not mainstream Mormon church. They signed it over to the church as part of their tithe, so they don't even own the shit. It's legal slavery.
I hate churches.
So they're already paying the employees that work for the companies.
Well, okay, so most of the employees are within the church, and they give their money right back to the church. Okay. It's really, really interesting how much of a stronghold these fundamentalist Mormons are still in when their leader is in federal prison.
And you know who also is a large ownership in Nevada?
Who, Michelle?
The Mormons.
Dun, dun, dun. I really like Mormonism theology. I think it's really interesting because it's like American made. And there's like the Mormon massacre. That's fucking... If you say massacre, I want to read it. I want to read about it, okay? I want to know the history of this Mormon massacre. And it only gets crazier and crazier, and then you go like, this is American. Like, this only gets more and more American as we go on.
Yeah, it is kind of weird when you think of what Joseph Smith, when he got the gold plates and the special decoding goggles. Yeah,
he was a treasure hunter. That was a pastime. In the turn of the century, was hunting for American treasure. Whoever told them that? So that's why he was believable at the time, because people are like, you found the white people treasure. You found it. See, there were white people this whole time in our nation. Thank God. Oh my God.
Should you read the Book of Mormon? Why not?
It's fun.
It is kind of interesting.
I think you should look into Mormon history. Sorry, Michelle.
I was just going to say, if you want to read the Book of Mormon, it's kind of fun, but they wrote it in King James English, which kind of sucks. But then again, that was the native language that Joseph Smith knew, because originally he was originally he was another religion. He was Methodist originally. Was born Methodist. So everybody knew the King James Bible back then. So the Book of Mormon is written in Old English.
I think what's really interesting about Mormonism is that you can, you know how like Christians and Jews, they want to go to Israel to go visit these holy sites. You don't have to do that in Mormonism. The holy sites are in the USA. You could go to Ohio,
right,
and go visit holy Mormon sites. You could go to Utah and you could visit holy Mormon sites.
Utah's where it started,
you go to
right?
upstate New York too, because that's where it started.
I don't think so.
No.
Let me check.
I know there's a lot in Utah. Then maybe.
Well, because they were ran out. There was a big Mormon massacre. Joseph Smith dies. The church breaks apart. Emma, his wife, goes to Ohio with other Mormons, and she starts her own sect of Mormonism. And then other people like Brigham Young and, oh God, I can't remember. It's all the names, but they move westward. And also some of them go to Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, it's kind of interesting when the Mormons, I mean, they say
Mormonism was started in upstate New York.
Yep. That's where the plates were. That's where the plates that Moroni gave to Joseph Smith were located, along with the special translation goggles.
What are those? The Seeing Stones of Moroni or whatever. I feel so bad. Oh my God. If you want to feel bad for a woman, you should feel bad for Emma. Oh my God. Could you imagine you're married, it's the 1800s, you're having the time of your life, and then your explorer husband comes in and says, I need wives, lots of them, because that's going to help us get to our own planet in the sky, honey dear, the celestial kingdom. And you just have to go, yes, dear. All right. Until he dies.
Yeah, I could never be a Mormon.
Like, that sounds fucking awful.
Well, I mean, the thing that's kind of weird when you talk about polygamy and polyandry is, and I know the Bible did talk about this to some extent, is the reality of how much it costs to have multiple partners. You're not going to... It's very expensive. I mean, if you're going to have multiple wives, King Solomon comes to mind, right? You got to have a lot of money to pay for all those women, to care for them and everything. So if you try to bring that forward into the 21st century, never mind the laws of the country, guess what? Most people can't afford it. So
yeah, I really, really like that. I like researching into this because there is bigamy in the United States. What got me interested in this whole topic was, do you remember the show What Would You Do with John Quinones on ABC News? It was like, it happened in the evenings. Okay, so it was like actors, and they would surmise a what would you do scenario. Well, one was set up in Utah, and it was a giant Mormon family, and one girl is crying, and she goes, I don't want to be married. I'm 14. And they wanted to see what people's reactions were in a very prominent Mormon community, because, to be honest, a lot of people turned their eye away from child marriage until some of the victims were old enough to come out. And that's what got me interested, because you would think in a country like this, we would absolutely want to dismantle and fight child marriage.
Just a few years ago, they had they just took it out of Michigan's law. Just a few years ago, they had it where it was legal to marry children of a certain age, and they just took it out.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to think about, because like, okay, that family in Ohio with like the 16 kids that are all feral. That girl, she was having babies at what, 15? and she's married, supposedly. Nobody looked into that. Whatever.
Right.
But my interest came into a country that's so free, and we have like very specific, like, we will not pass these boundaries, but at the same time in our nation those boundaries are being passed leaps and bounds, and we'll turn a blind eye to it until it gets really bad, until it gets really, really, really bad, and then we'll be like, whoa, guys, we didn't know about this.
The children are damaged.
Well, yeah, so the whole Mormon fundamentalist Mormon thing, the only thing that brought their attention to it was all the little boys that were being kicked out of the community because the ratio to men to young women, the men were too high. So they had to send out teenage boys out of their little Mormon city.
Yeah.
And they were homeless. They're like 12, 13. They get taught their whole lives that all people besides your culture are evil and wicked. And they're lost. They were literally called the Lost Boys of Colorado.
Oh,
And that's what it took. Yeah, and that's what it took for journalists to get interested, were just packs. And I mean like packs of 20 to 30 little boys being homeless. And then the interest towards child marriage and little girls came up. That wasn't their first thought. And that's crazy.
You know what's weird about this is something I've read. A male missionary talked about this in his own story. He said, if you are a male and you're not married and you have an erection, just, sometimes guys get them without even thinking about it, and like
most guys,
you're considered to be a prude. Well, wait. It's like saying, wait, if you have an erection and it just happens because, it does. Like, sometimes you're told you have to deal with it. Unfortunately, sometimes it causes damage to the man. I think that's kind of weird. I don't think God meant for man to basically start abusing their body. I don't think that was what God wanted man to do. I mean, I've actually had people who are breaking their penises.
Oh, damn.
And if you know anything, and I'm sure Leo does know something about the way the penis is made.
Yeah. I just had this conversation with my daughter last night. I'm like, remember, all men think about is sex. That's it. That's all they think about.
Well, I mean, that's true with a lot of the males of a lot of animal species, not just humans.
It's in part to our culture, though, right? Like, I don't know. At least back in the 80s and the 90s, like, there wasn't, like, internet of, like, big booty butts in your fucking face all the time. So you'd have, like, nudie magazines, and you had, like, a healthy amount of shame about it.
Right.
Where you'd be like, oh, I can't. What if my mom saw this? Yeah, nobody gives a fuck anymore. Everybody's like, you know what? My mom should become a fucking OnlyFans model. Make that money, mommy.
Yeah. The way I see it now,
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. There is no shame. It's very hard raising a daughter in this time because you got to teach them that's not the way to go. You don't want to sell your body. Eventually, you lose your looks. You want a little bit of a career behind you.
What's weird though is that we see today and age, like, well, my cat's doing it to all the other cats in the neighborhood, so why can't I? Whoa, excuse me, your cat happens to be doing his natural function, but yeah, that's kind of true what men do too. It's the same thing. I gotta spread my seed far and wide. Yeah, but cats don't have to worry about paternity, honey.
You look like that. I grew up with 4 brothers and a dad. I only had my mother in the home, so boys have always been disgusting, and they've always been like people that were always in the bathroom longer than they needed to be, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Boys are gross.
Don't you always love it when you go into the bathroom after a man gets done Especially when they're standing to tinkle and all of a sudden it ends up everywhere except where it's supposed to go.
I used to love when my mom used to yell at my brother. She's like, "How did you piss on the wall behind you?"
Yo, that's what I really genuinely don't understand is like, I get it. Y'all want to stand. But if the aim is not there, and I know you see where it goes,
But
you're
you still gonna
pissing
sit
on
to
the
take
floor,
a shit, right?
the
So
wall. And it stinks in there now because
Oh,
you
yeah, I
pissed
know.
everywhere. And you're
Exactly.
not going to clean it up. That's the other crazy part. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah,
No,
I
they
mean, but
expect
it's
the
the way
woman to
I
do
see
it.
it is for the guys is you're still gonna sit the shit anyway, so why don't you sit and do both? It's not gonna hurt you.
I mean, yeah, as long as it's I don't have a penis, so I don't know. If it's not bad for you, go for it. Just stop pissing everywhere.
In Germany, they
Aren't you?
sit to pee. That's the
Well,
culture
if you
in
pissed
Germany. They
everywhere,
sit to
clean it
pee.
up.
Yeah, or that. Like, come on. Get some toilet paper, a paper towel, clean up the piss.
I
Yeah.
had a drunk uncle pissed all over towels one time. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
What?
At
Yeah,
work
and I said it to my
once.
mom. She's like, I don't smell anything. I'm like, you don't see the saturated towels that smell like urine?
Damn.
He
I
probably
hate
said to
drunk
himself, "Well,
food.
I solved two problems at once."
Ugh.
Great.
Drunks
Now I've
are
solved the problem
are
number 3. Bring him to the
nasty.
laundry downstairs in the basement.
When I was at work once, this little boy went into the bathroom. I thought he used the bathroom like normal. I go in the bathroom. I look in the trash can. He pissed in the trash can.
Jeez.
It was full of liquid.
Oh, God.
And there was a toilet less than 4 feet away. So he just wanted to piss in the trash can for the fucks of it.
That's weird.
I was shocked.
I
was like, what the fuck?
I think they actually think that their penis is a hose. And it's just okay to use it anywhere.
Yeah, the original Smith and Pisson point and click interface. Point and spray, more or less.
Point and spray, yeah. Point and spray. I don't know. It's kind of nice being just me and my daughter, though. I don't have to deal with the men shit.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if I loved a guy. You know, you put up with a lot, but
what about in a commercial situation, like in your restaurant you work in? Somebody has to clean the men's bathroom.
The worst part of the day, probably. Oh, man.
More than
One
likely.
time, my first fast food job, I remember it was like my second week. Someone was like, hey, someone fucking threw up in the bathroom. Someone threw up in the men's urinal. It was still hash brown formed, a McDonald's hash brown. And it was like still a hash brown. And it was just laying there in the urinal, like looking, like if it had eyes, it was blinking at me like, hey, like.
We've had people come in and shit all over the place, and then they just run out and not say anything. I'm like,
I never understand that either. Wouldn't you like have the gall to be like, hey, man?
I would blame it on a kid. Like, I'd be like, oh, my grandkid was in here. They made a mess. I'm so sorry. At least let us know, you know? No, they just shit everywhere and then run out.
Yeah.
People are strange, man.
I had to confront a prostitute who came into the fucking bathroom and pooped everywhere. Pooped everywhere. In the sink, on the floor, not in the toilet. Left her poopy pants behind the door. And when I saw her last, I was like, you fucking shit in the bathroom and make me clean that shit up. She's like, it was embarrassing. I didn't know how to tell you. I was like, I don't give a fuck, lady. If it was embarrassing or not. You're disrespectful as fuck making me clean up poop. She's like, oh, that'll never happen again. That'll never happen.
Or she just mentally ill? Like, why would she
I think she is high, but like, I know her, it's a neighborhood, right? Like, I've been here for a very long time. I know her family. I know her children. I know her
I
mother.
still don't understand
Oh.
one thing. Like, okay, if you really can't make it to the toilet, fine. But make it a nice pile in one place and don't make it everywhere. Why?
Yes.
And then use a pooper scooper and throw it into the garbage can. At least. I know it's gonna smell bad, but you know what I mean. I like, why poop everywhere? I mean, I don't poop like that.
I would be beside myself of like I would want to clean up my own mess. I don't know how people could walk out and just be like, "Oh, here you go."
Yep, okay. Okay, I was on the bus. I was having a migraine, and something overcame me and said, "You should start throwing up right now." And so that's exactly what started happening. I started vomiting profusely, but for some reason, I had a mask on. It was still COVID era, so I caught most of it. And I walked up to the bus trash can, and I peeled everything off, and I started taking out the bag, and everybody's looking at me crazy, and I said, "Mr. Bus Driver, I'm not trying to bother you. I just threw up. I think I got it all, but I'm taking this trash bag with me." And he was like, no, let me, no. I was like, whoa. Let me take this trash bag, buddy. You need a new one. And then I took the trash bag and I threw it away in my own garbage. I'm not letting you clean up my throw up.
Yeah, I would feel bad if I made. Even when I was sick, like with the flu, I always cleaned up after myself. When I got older, when I was a kid, it was different. But
I feel so bad for my mom. There was one time I had the flu, and you could like plug up the sink. Oh, I threw up in the fucking sink, and I plugged it up.
Oh no!
I don't know why the fuck I did that. And I was like, "Hey, lady,
My
mom,
niece did that, but
I threw
the
up in the
sink was
sink."
right across from the bathtub and the shower, and she threw up in the sink and sprayed shit all over the shower. We're like, how did you do that? She was violently.
Damn.
Or she discharged from both openings at the same time.
She did. But normal people, when they have to do that, they sit on the toilet and puke in a garbage can. Not in the sink where you spray shit everywhere.
Well, my sink happens to be conveniently right near my face, so if I had a bad case of the situation where I had to do both at the same time, I guess my sink would be my most likely casualty. Because it's right in front of me, because where my bathroom's to the side.
I would rather clean up throw up than poop. So I don't know. I would rather.
I just poured bleach all over the floor. I just was like, the bleach will fix it. And then we have like abundance
everything
of towels, so I just got towels I could throw away, and I just kind of scooped it up, and I was like, I'm not cleaning up shit. I'm just cleaning.
Speaking of restroom, I gotta take a quick pee. I'll be right back, okay?
All right, don't ruin your restroom now. Don't go buck wild in there.
Because remember, you'll have to clean it up. Or Lumi.
Somebody. Not Rusty. Rusty can't do it.
Rusty be like, that's all you, boo.
Oh, man. For the political show tonight, have you ever watched the Jubilee videos ever where it's like conservative versus feminist? And they ask like...
Oh, like the 25 feminists against one conservative, those?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen some of those.
I want to take the way they ask the questions where everyone can like say what they think politically, I guess. And I think it would make an interesting conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been talking on topics, and I feel like we have like a solid like we're all pretty cool with each other, but I think obviously there are things where we're far on one spectrum and then far on another spectrum, so I think it would be interesting.
Right. Yeah, I always thought that too, but it's very hard to talk politics, religion, like like with people. They are such hot button topics, and I'm like, I would never be like, you're an idiot because you believe this, because everybody has their own life experience, but it does fascinate me to hear other people's opinions because it might open your mind up to something.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Wow, that was fast.
Well,
Jesus.
I know I shit. Don't take me long. Sick to pee, and then there's because remember I wear a dress or a skirt, so easy
Oh,
in,
yeah.
easy out.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm so excited I get to go to work tomorrow. I stopped at work and they're
Good
all like,
work. See
yay!
ya. Hi, and bye, Michelle. Good to see you. Yep. Yeah. So it's kind of weird because, and that's the other thing too about men that sometimes confuse me a lot is when they do these. They seem to like getting into really gross stuff, especially as kids, right? You know, boys are like into slime and ooze, and I'm like, oh my god, you know, it's.
I think everyone likes slime. My brothers were more like they did. I would play with my brothers because I had 4 brothers, so I would play war and stuff like that. But they would do. I don't know if I know you have a brother, Michelle.
Yeah, I do have an older brother.
Like
Yeah,
they threw fire bombs at each other. They would shoot each other with BB guns, like to the extreme of like what are you thinking? You're trying to kill each other.
No, fortunately enough, my family didn't do that much.
Yeah,
Of course, when I
mine
was a
were
kid, we did
stuck
have
in the
lawn darts. So
My brother threw one at his friend and it stuck at his leg or something. I don't know the story of it, but yeah. They always look for things to hurt each other with.
yeah,
I guess it's a pain tolerance thing.
gotta show how macho you are, dude. No,
Yeah, because when my dad would get drunk, then he would get like he'd go into his military stuff and be like, "Do 50 push-ups," like in a fun way. You know, he wasn't mean or anything, but it was always a test of strength or something with him.
well,
my
I
brother.
remember mostly that my brother would and my cousins, because we all lived kind of in the same town and the same block of houses right next to each other. Was all the family, all my cousins and everything, grandparents. It was kind of nice. We call it Dalene Hollow. It was like, oh, everybody lives together, you know.
That is
So
nice. I miss
we had
those
enough.
days.
We had enough family members for a softball team, and we had a little small makeshift sandlot baseball diamond. So
Yeah.
they would be like playing baseball. You know, my cousins, and my brother, and
Yeah, I remember getting family get-togethers in the summer, and we had more than enough to make 2 baseball teams or softball teams
yeah,
or kickball. We don't have that now.
no,
The families have died out.
yeah. I think family gatherings have died out.
Well, man, I wish I have such like family get together trauma because like I come from a big family and at one point in my life, and I'm younger Gen Z, right? Or older Gen Z. I'm like on the cusp of being a millennial / Gen Z, but I'm Gen Z. We got together like Christmas, Easter, blah blah blah. And it took like 2 or 3 things happening and the whole family unit just broke apart. And now we don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
Really?
And I think it's so cruel to give that to somebody
And then take it away.
and then take it away like that. And I've even expressed to like, you know, even the older family members that are old enough to be like, I appreciate family values. They're so stubborn that they don't want to fix it up. It doesn't matter. Like there's so much beef that it's just eradicated. There's no putting it aside, which is weird to me.
My family's
like
all dead.
Well, what we used to do.
I miss it though. I do miss the big family gift. I didn't appreciate it back then. I do now though.
What we used to do is we used to have pretty much 2 major times to get the extended family get together. One was Christmas Eve, and the other time was during July 4th. And that they say the Christmas Eve thing kind of came to end when a lot of the older family members were dying off, which would make sense because we lost a lot of older family. But the Thanksgiving thing, I mean, the 4th of July, and maybe even the Thanksgiving, because that was kind of thing, but it kind of shrank too. I don't know if they do that anymore either because everybody's gone their own separate way. It's like watching a rack of billiard balls, right? When the white ball smashes into them, all of a sudden they're all scattered all over the place, or in this case, all over the country. They don't really get together anymore.
Well, here's the thing that I think about a lot, that we do not give credit to the amount of labor elders put into hosting and wanting to be together, because that's the core of the issue, right? And I keep telling my sibling, who's old, we're like 10 years apart, give or take in age, and I keep telling him, I'm like, it's up to us to have that now. It is up to us to host these things now, because our parents aren't going to do that. That's not a value of theirs. But if it wants to be a value of ours, you have to do the effort. It just doesn't happen. And I think a lot of family members just assume this just happens every year. This is just what we do. And we put concentrated labor and effort. It doesn't just happen every year,
because I know with the family shindigs, like you said, the older parents took care of a lot of the back, kitchen work, and then all of a sudden, like I said, a lot of them are passing on. So, wait, you want to have a shindig like that? All right, someone's going to have to do some cooking in the kitchen. Someone's going to have to make sure to put the decorations up. And the people are like, they sound like goats. Nah. I want to do it. Nah. Okay, then don't bitch. It ain't gonna happen.
Once my mom passed, that was it. That just broke up the rest of the family get-togethers. But you're right, Brittany. They did. I remember my mom working for months ahead of Christmas just to make everything perfect and invite the people, and
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work and time, and just for the one night you're all together, you don't realize the work that's gone into it months in advance.
Yeah,
think of all the cookies that you're baking, all the preparing all the food. I mean, that takes time.
And I've hosted like Friendsgivings and things like that, because I get it, like not everybody's cool with their family, but a lot of people my age are so antisocial or dejected in some way that they didn't like me being like, oh, do you want to drive 30 minutes over here? And I made all of Christmas dinner, and they're like, no.
Imagine a family get together with 70 people, including kids. And you're trying.
I haven't been invited anywhere in years.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, 70 people in the house plus kids, and
whoa, that was you, Michelle?
That was our family gatherings for Christmas and July 4th. That's what we used to do. Have as many 70 people in the house, and so you can imagine. There's like, of course, my aunt has like 3 friggin' kitchens. Like lucky shit, right? So she's got 2 electric stoves going, cooking turkeys, and then of course, you're still thinking for Christmas or Thanksgiving, and you're still saying to yourself is, whoa, wait, who bought all the food? Oh, that's easy. Everybody bought the food. That was with a potlatch kind of thing. But still,
Christmas was such a big deal. Remember my father taking out loans for Christmas.
Yeah,
it's not like that anymore. Yeah.
I mean, you can see why. Now you try to do that kind of old style Christmas gathering now, you're going to have to take on a second mortgage on your house.
I grew up poor, so it never was about gifts, right? Like, my family on one side has a very strict, money is not a gift. A gift card is not a gift.
Right.
That was just a value that was put into my mind. It's very different than a lot of other people. They give money all the time. But it's about what we're doing in the moment. Like, there would be, like, as much as I fucking hate playing board games, I would give anything to be at, because my grandma would host all the holidays at the local church, because she had 8 children, and her 8 children had 3 children. And then, neighbors would come over and stop by, or people that were visiting out of state would come by that my grandma knew that she knew weren't gonna have, like, it takes so much. And I'd give anything to go back and do it. And you know what? I was waiting to be an adult so I could be like, look, guys, I made my fucking, I don't know. I like making a sweet potato casserole. Look, I put fucking graham crackers in it this year. Yeah, no, we don't get to do that now.
Yeah. I miss it. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, like, again, this is the stuff that people don't really think about. Oh, I remember how great it was. And then, like, I saw behind the scenes, oh, this is how great it was. That was prep, and more prep. And, and the majority of families, like, they're having a good time thinking about it. But they don't realize that the women didn't really get a chance to sit down to eat until after everybody was served.
My mom preferred it that way, though. She that was her thing, to serve people, to make good food, and to see everybody enjoying it. She loved it. And then she would eat. She usually ate, like, while she was preparing the food. So it wasn't like she was hungry, But some women, like, I'm like that, too. I would rather see everybody sitting down, eating, and being comfortable, and then I would eat myself.
Yeah, but here's the point.
Everyone was expected to do stuff, in my family at least, but, like, one year my sibling made fucking casserole, and I'm allergic to coconut. It's sweet potato casserole. And he put coconut on one fucking side. And my dumbass was like, well, it's on one side. Yeah.
Oh.
No. I did eat it. I had a major allergic reaction.
Yeah, get out your EpiPen.
Oh shit, Val's here. What's up, Val? Good morning, Val.
How you doing? Okay, so it's ready. Okay, just make sure we get everybody here. Okay, yeah. Nobody in the waiting room yet. I'm just checking the waiting room. Yeah, but here's the thing. We
have a big family get together now.
But here's what I noticed. The men didn't do anything.
I think that's a generational thing.
They usually sat in the garage and drank in my house.
Well, in that case, in our family, they'd be sitting there eating cake and drinking coffee, and they're just yakking up a storm. We were in the kitchen. Where were you guys? Well, we're just hanging out here smoking our cigars. Make sure the food's good. Make sure that... Do you know how much work it is to make these dinners? Yes, some of us would prepare the food at home and warm it up in the second kitchen, but you're telling me you didn't do anything? You didn't help? Well, my sister married an Italian guy, and he actually pitches in when he was cooking. In fact, he did most of the cooking because my sister can't cook to save her ass. But that was one of the Thanksgivings I was at their house. He cooked the dinner. He prepared the food. He had everything ready, but he still was watching the football game at the same time.
If you hear my stepdad's making food, you better get there quick. That shit's so good. I'd rather him cook. Honestly, some of the cooking my mom cooked growing up, I'm sorry, Mom, not that good. I love you. Not that good. Not that good.
That's okay.
Stepdad, oh my God.
My sister was more of a shake and bake woman, so. No.
Yes, that's my mom is a shake and bake lady.
My mom could cook, but my dad did great barbecue.
Oh yeah, this guy made a great lasagna, and he can make great barbecue too. He was an excellent virtuoso in the kitchen. My sister's husband. I think she married him because he was also a good cook too. Now, anyway, the point is that they had 6 kids. He had 3 from a prior marriage, and then they had their own together. So he had 6 kids in the house, plus him and my sister. That was a lot of people to cook for every day. Mm-hmm. It helped a lot that his family was in the construction trade. But still,
you make it work. You make it work.
You have to.
I know my family had like a homestead like farm situation, and that's really how they made it work.
Yeah.
So chickens, I think they had goats. I know they had chickens for sure.
Yeah.
I love the city, but also I would love to homestead. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just the being so far away from everything kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people get comfort out of that, but I'm like, but what if I want to do something in the city?
There's no reason why you can't do urban homesteading. I mean, there's ways to do it.
Yeah, that's what I've always been interested in, like, because I feel like you can do it. It's just putting the concentrated effort. I need to figure out my hydroponics, Michelle. The pump stopped working, and I need to figure out how to fix it. I'm thinking about putting an air stone in it, like an aquarium air stone, so the water circulates. I don't know what to do. It's been killing all my plants, though, and I want to grow herbs. I was growing mint and majoram and rosemary.
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking other shit.
You gotta keep your nutrients up in your hydroponics and your water. Yes, that's what they need. You know.
I think I need to. Yeah, I wasn't testing the water either. I don't know what I was doing wrong this time. It was really frustrating me.
Well, there you go. You gotta make sure the nutrients in the water, make sure the nitrates and phosphorus are up. And obviously, you gotta make sure that
putting
the water
in liquid plant food
properly.
and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
What? Why are you crying at me?
But yeah, hydroponics would solve some problem. You don't have to worry about the dirt, so you won't have to get your hands dirty. But we gotta be careful though, because some excessive water can also damage the root system of plants too.
Well, so there's a lot of herbs that you can grow in hydroponics, right?
I think so. There's a few anyway.
Well, like the ones that you would primarily use in the kitchen. So like basil. Basil loves water. The only one that I named really that wouldn't work is probably the rosemary, which I've had problems with, but thyme or however the hell you pronounce that herb.
H is silent. Yeah.
I've been wanting to grow sprouts too, spaghetti model. Dude, I had some fresh sprouts, microgreens for some salmon. My ex grew it. It was fucking amazing. But here's the thing though, that I'm really freaked out with microgreens. Mold. Mold! They get moldy so fast. I don't want to eat mold.
Well, yeah, mold is kind of strange. But you know what? Here's the thing that people also like to talk about homesteading is, well, what about livestock? Well, that depends. If you're urban homesteading, it depends on what your ordinances say. Some say fine, you can have certain things. Other ordinances say no. You know, so it depends on the local ordinances. But if you got ordinances that let you have some livestock, if that's your thing, it's a lot of work to take care of them.
What do you want? My God.
Yeah.
My pet keeps crying at me. I don't know why. Why are you crying at me, huh?
Aw.
What's the matter?
What's your cat's name, Leo?
This is Star.
Aww.
She's a gray baby. She's become very vocal lately. I'm not sure why, though.
Uh-oh. She old?
No, she's young. She's about 2. I think she just prefers...
Maybe she's bored.
Vocal. Yeah. I think
she's trying to say in her own way is, hey, give me some more attention, lady. I want more attention.
I'm thinking that's what it is, because I got her up in my lap, petting her. And
I mean, Rusty's, was almost 15 now. He does the same thing to me. He doesn't meow as much, but he basically makes sure I'm up in the morning at 4:30. Bam! Claws my face. What? Feed me. It's what 4 in the morning. I don't care. Feed me. Feed you. Fine.
Yeah. My cat's like to sit on my face.
Then 2 hours later, actually 3 hours later, bam! Fang in the face again. What now? I'm hungry again. What do you mean you're hungry again? I gave you half a can. I don't see anything. I look at the dish. He actually kicked the cat food out of the half a can of cat food onto the floor. I said, "Here's your cat food, cat, and it's still fresh. Here, put it back on the plate." He said, "Oh, thank you. Why did you have to ask me to wake you up to tell you that?" I said, "Don't tell me your eyes are going bad, too. Look, I'll tell you what. It comes with age, honey." I ain't that great either. He looks at me like, "Yeah, I'm getting old. He's getting gray hairs in the back now." You can see.
Yeah, I just threw my old lady in the tub yesterday. She has a problem with her anal glands. I don't know if you guys ever had a cat like that. I don't think Michelle has, but you take her to the vet and you hear a lot of screaming because they like squeeze.
They do
their
that a
anal
lot more for
glands.
the dogs, I think, than they do with the
Yeah,
cats.
well, my cat has it, and I throw her in the bath and get her butt like warm, and so it seems to help better. And it's not torture for her. I guess that would be
Besides,
the
when you get an older
factor.
cat, they have a problem cleaning themselves back there too. So
Yeah, and she's fat too. She's super fat.
yeah, that's Rusty. Rusty's Garfield, you know.
I don't know if I'd call her a cat anymore. It was funny though because the little ones caught a mouse and it was dead, and she went up to the dead mouse and started playing with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, she still has life.
That's a good feeling. You're like, oh, thank
Yeah.
God. Woo!
She just
Woo,
basically
shit.
lays around.
Yeah, I mean, old cats still like to play. They still like to do that. A lot of them do. Rusty does. You know, he catches them, he kills them, he plays with them. So, and I end up
He
taking
plays with them.
I take the poor dead mouse and throw it back outside. There,
Oh my goodness.
go catch it again, Rusty.
Yeah. I throw it out for the whatever critters to eat it. The
Yeah.
cats kill it.
Yeah, well, that's just the nature of what cats do. You know, they're hunters by nature.
Yeah, I don't have the only issue I have with it is just I don't want them to get a diseased one.
Yeah, I worry about that too. But the thing is with cats is that they're still gonna go out there and catch mice and stuff, no matter how much you feed them, because for them it's sport too. It's like they do it for fun. Unfortunately, that means some very successful killers. They kill birds, they kill amphibians, they kill reptiles, they kill mice and rats, which is what originally when they came into our world about 10,000 years ago when we started agriculture, that was something we needed. And the cats were willing to do the job for free to keep the rats and mice out of our granaries. And that's what they were doing. That's how they became domesticated. They domesticated themselves. That's more like a working partnership. You get rid of the rats and mice, and you get a nice warm place to sleep.
My grandmother used to have a lot of barn cats.
Oh, hi, Val. Thank you for sharing out our live stream. Yeah, your cat's a killer, so is mine. But she's pretty active and taking care of that. I haven't had any really lazy cats. Okay, even I think Fame was a little more lazy, but he still did enjoy going after the rodents too.
Is Fame the one that disappeared on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Remember, there was one that you said that did that. We had a cat do that too. It crushed my mom. It was her baby.
Yeah. Well, it's originally Fame was Valerie's cat. And Valerie Slammin was a friend of mine, and she died of complications because of type 2 diabetes. And Fame was her cat, and she originally entrusted me to take care of him when she was homeless. She originally was hoping to get an apartment so she could pick her cat up. But she said to me, "Well, I found an apartment now. Do you think Fame would be a good idea to come here?" And I said, "Val, he's been here for about 11 years of his life. I don't think he's ready to leave right now." She said, "Yeah, you're probably right." And it's funny that 2 months later, she died of complications of diabetes. So I don't know what would happen to Fame then. They probably would have killed him just because no one wanted to take him in, even though he was a good cat.
Yeah, it's hard to say. What are you doing?
That's hard to say. But right now, Rusty's laying on my couch. So let's get the kitty cam camera out so you can see him better.
The kitty cam.
Oh, it's not really much of a kitty cam. Oh, no, you can see him over there. You can see him there on the couch. You can probably see his gray spot where his fur's going gray on the back there. He's an old kitty.
Yeah, he's been old.
Yeah. But he's healthy, though. He's still active. He still has good weight to him. Still hasn't suffered any major health problems. But,
You go, Rusty. We love you, Rusty.
yeah. So, yeah. I was thinking about getting a second cat, maybe a younger cat, maybe so he can pass on some of his skills to the younger cat. That's how Rusty was trained. Fame trained Rusty when he was a kitten. So Rusty knew a lot about the household because Fame taught him how we do things around here. This is Fluffy taught Fame. Fluffy was Fame's girlfriend. She died of complications of heart attack, and when I brought her to health to find out, or to the vet to find out what was wrong, and she died in my arms in the waiting room. I told the vet, and I said, DNR. I said, and I explained why, and she said, "Yeah, you're probably right. I probably end up killing her again." It sounds like she got some really bad upper respiratory issue or something. So it was too cold to bury her, so and I couldn't afford a cremation, so I just basically, me and my friend went across the street into the woods. We built a rock bear and put a shoebox underneath it. She was a long-haired tabby cat.
Sorry, Michelle. I'm looking for political questions tonight and political conversation and whatever.
What time is that at again?
8 p.m. Eastern.
8. Okay.
Yeah,
that works out good. Because my daughter.
I might be late. Heads up.
That's okay.
Or I'll tune in on my mobile device. It kind of depends on if people are still inside my job.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of kids playing musical instruments. I see, well, maybe some are, but I think most kids now mostly focus on talking in their pictograms. They talk in symbols now, which is weird. And they say that kids can't read or write. The problem is you're reading and writing, teaching them how to write in regular Latin alphabet, but they read and write in pictures. So you need to teach them how to read and write in pictures and change the standardized test to deal with that.
I wonder how that's going to work now that they're pulling out of, like, using computers and stuff at school.
Yeah, you told me last time.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
Well, I
if
think that's
they're going to
good. I
start
think that's a
making
good
complete
thing.
sentences.
Kids catch them while they're young, especially like in the primary grades or kindergarten. Um, but I think also is we need to get rid of these whiteboards too, because those things are really hard on the eyes. Whiteboards, I think blackboards are a little bit better.
But the chalk sound, Michelle. Ugh,
It
the
didn't bother
scraping
me.
sound.
That was actually
Barf. I'm sorry, worst sound ever.
it didn't bother me. I mean, it was hearing the teacher right on the chalkboard with the tap 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 tap.
Would
I mean,
give
that's
me
how I
the
kept awake half the time.
the willies. I always hated it. I was like, ugh, I hate this sound.
The thing I hated was trying to clean the erasers. Ah!
Oh, you're sitting
all of a sudden the chocolate was flying everywhere.
That was always a punishment for us.
Oh. One school I had an eraser vacuum, which is kind of cool, but they never seen it used. All the teachers are basically always just like pounding them. Okay. Well, that was part of my arithmetic lesson I just inhaled. Yeah, it's weird. It's true though. I can't stand the sound of dry erase markers. Squeak, 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 squawk, squeak.
Yeah, the markers will squeak too. I guess it just depends on who's using the stuff.
I know the chalk makes the sound you're ready to, but markers go squeech, squeech, squeech. God, spare my ears, please. See, Brittany has a problem with chalk. I have a problem with dry erase markers. Yeah. I was reading advanced first aid books in kindergarten. Yeah, so in homeschooling, a lot of people are going back to 19th century textbooks now. Because in the 19th century, we were trying to teach the kids real things that they needed to know when they grow up. Instead of just learn what they need just to pass the test or their exam. That's the one thing that people have a hard time understanding. Nowadays, American school is just to pass your SATs. Everything is, you need to be able to pass the standardized test. So we're going to teach you what you need to know to pass the standardized test. Duh, that's fine, but you ever explain how some of these things actually work? Like some teachers, that good ones, will explain like how certain things work. Whereas modern schools don't really teach that. It is just tell you, do this, you get this result. Well, how did they originally come up with that in the first place? Don't worry about it. You just need to know it for to pass the standardized exam. I don't want to worry about it. I want to know the meat and potatoes. I don't just want to drink pre-made milkshakes. That's just me, They have brand red digital boards with gigantic view screens. Yeah, they do have that. You can see something similar now. You can see the meteorologists are using it on national TV weather maps, right? Where it's touchscreen, right? Big, huge monster touchscreen that the weatherman's touching, right? And dragging and dropping things off the map. Like, let's take a look at the weather that's going on. Let's move the storm cell down here, show the kind of trends. It's coming this way. And then, of course, it's going to be resulting in sprinkles coming down. And he's like, trying sprinkles on the fire. Like, whoa. I want one of those for my I want one of this for my channel. Oh, that's about $10,000. Oh, well, I don't have $10,000, but damn, I still think they're cool. I would like to have one. You could just see me up there, right over here, where this green screen is, right? You just see me over there in this green screen, right? The one that's over here. I'll maybe compare it with this camera here. And I'm walking, this is a big monster, and I'm sitting there pointing at things and dragging and dropping weather fronts all over. I think that'd be so cool. I mean, but $10,000? Nope, not on my budget. So I could just do what Laser Weather does, just do it on the computer screen with just an overlay of me on top of it. Or at least have a bouncing, talking head. But, no. Do I know what it means to be punk rock? I know what punk rock is. Yeah. Think of Dee Snider. Think of Sammy Hagar. You know, think about some of the crazy bands in the 80s. Yeah. I know, but here's the thing: the software on it is probably got a licensing that you have to renew. Updates you have to get. A chalkboard or a green board doesn't require any kind of licensing. Once the school puts it into the classroom, it's there, it works. It doesn't need any kind of software updates. Same thing with whiteboards, but I always thought chalkboards.
Oh, really, David? He says the boards are like interactive now.
They're like giant, huge tablets.
Smart boards.
You see them on
wow.
You see them on the network news weather maps. That's what they are.
They use the same thing in...
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Big, oversized, humongous tablet screens.
Or they have projectors where, like, they put it on a wall and the wall is interactive with the projector.
Yeah, when it gets to the weather map, the meteorologist would be kind of the bright lights in the studio would be washing out the projector, so it was just easier to make the screens.
I was thinking the same thing, Hammer Nails. She said Sammy Hagar. I didn't think he was considered punk rock. I would think like punk rock would be the guys that wore like the
Kiss?
like the spiked mohawks, the leather with the
they are. Yeah, they are. They're pretty much the hard school punk rock. Think of Kiss too, because Kiss was definitely kind of.
Yeah, I would think. Well, I guess they would be punk rock.
Okay, you're right. Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah, but still, I do know. I do think that Dee Snider definitely kind of had a punky kind of attitude with his hair and stuff back then. Yeah. Well, it's just I think it's because of the way I was raised. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know.
Isn't punk like Sex Pistols though, Michelle?
I don't know anything about Sex Pistols.
Really?
No.
Oh.
What was Devo considered?
Devo?
Yeah.
Devo, I think, is like pop music.
Because if you ever say the song "Whip It," I mean, it wasn't really. It was kind of nerdy, but it wasn't really punky. But it was like
Devo is new wave. It's associated with post-punk, art punk, and synth pop.
Okay. In other words, it's still a form of punk. Yeah.
Yeah, but punk to me is like Sex Pistols, G.G. Allen, like super anti-authoritarian, like insane, like what's other punk bands? Punk bands.
Well, like I said, I have
the Ramones, the Clash.
Okay, no, the Clash. The Ramones, I have record of the Ramones. I have record of the Clash. So yeah, okay.
Black Flag, Dead Kennedys.
I've heard of the Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys, right. I've heard of that name. I've heard of Black Flag too, but I don't think I ever heard their music. Oh, I think so too, Noah. I think he definitely had a lot of influence of that, which makes sense because he was born in 1980. So So by the time it was 1990, MTV was still a thing. And so he grew up in his formative years watching MTV. It's funny because I watched the same stuff too, but I didn't really get heavily into that.
And then you got like pop punk, like Blink 182.
No, I listen to songs by Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue, Culture Club, Cyndi Lauper, the Go-Go's, the Bangles, Elton John, Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams, Billy Joel. Very different than what Noodles listen to. Given Noodles' music choices tells me it definitely is more into the punky kind of area. Okay. Was there any bands that were steampunk? I actually wonder because steampunk is kind of a thing is architecture, but I don't know if it's a thing in music.
Steampunk bands and artists. Here we go. Ebony Park, Darcy James Argue, Emily Autumn.
Okay, so I never heard of.
Yeah. Insomatic Folklore.
Never heard of them either.
The Men Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing.
The men that sounds like some men I know of. The men that will not be blamed for nothing.
Unextraordinary Gentleman.
Okay, I've heard of that one. Extraordinary Gentleman. That was a movie, wasn't it?
Oh, it's Unextraordinary Gentleman.
Oh, Unextraordinary. Okay, so it's a play on the movie. Okay. Sounds interesting. I guess we got some new music to find on Silvermoon.
Yeah, and they're all wearing the steampunk outfits, Michelle. It's something.
Yeah. So I wonder what Noodles would think about if you introduced him to steampunk.
I'd love to see him dressed up in the outfit, obviously. I think that would be amusing, but I don't think he would embrace the steampunk culture.
You mentioned the video I showed on Lumi's show on Sunday when she saw that guy getting dressed up in a fashionable 1880s man's clothing style. I think he used that suit was because it made it easier than showing the individual undergarments. But still, here's the thing. That's a lot of layers for walking around in wintertime. I think that would drive Noodles absolutely apeshit crazy if I had to put on all those layers.
Are you and Noodles friends again, Michelle?
He said he wants to talk to me and Tiger when she comes back. That's all I can tell you.
I told you he'd be back.
Yeah. So at least it sounds like, because he was here in the beginning of the show, in the text chat, saying that he would be willing to talk with Tiger and me in a DM. I said, that's fine. I got a feeling that Noodles is probably kind of sore because we switched from Google Meets to this, but I don't think Noodles realized it had nothing to do with you, Noodles. It had nothing to do with you. It had to
He's not in your Discord?
No, he's in the Discord as far as I know, but
I
think he's kind of upset because now he can't just come into the Google Meets and start blasting things on my screen and making my head hurt, Because now you can share a video and stuff, but if I don't click to it to watch it, he kind of loses his thunder, so to speak. I think that's why he's a little sore. That's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons. I think the other one was too with the situation with zombies, which I told him on the message. I said, Noodles, listen to me. We did not know anything about zombies until people explained to me what zombies had done. And we decided we don't want that kind of person around calling cops on people's funerals. Of mother's funerals. That's stupid that zombies and his friend did that. I thought zombies would have been more mature than that. I guess I was wrong.
Zombies was the one who did that.
His zombie and his friends allegedly did it. Called a SWAT in on Noodles' mother's funeral.
I didn't know he had
Well,
a
that's
pinpoint
fucked up.
who did it.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine all the other people at the funeral wondering why the men in blue were there?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I
mean, did they probably ask the police officer, are you here to pay the respect to Noodles' mother? No, we were told that there was a bomb threat or something. Oh my God, that's probably what they did. They probably said there was a bomb threat. And the thing is, that's one of the reasons why Cummies doesn't want me to stream live there either, because it's the same reason, because someone called it a bomb threat when I was there having a soda and I was live. That store lost hundreds of dollars in sales because of that. And Cummies never really forgave me for that.
Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a few of those people online that do that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Lots of fucked up people doing fucked up things.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, I mean, the internet has made some people become really stupid. It just bothers me.
I think they don't think.
They think it's their idea of humor.
They don't think they're going to be caught because they're behind like a troll account or something like that, or an anonymous number. But you'll get caught now. They've got new things out there that traces shit back.
No, David, I'm not specifically talking about Noodles. I'm just saying is just clarifying the air for the file. But the thing is, no. What I'm saying is, does anyone ever tell these troll people calling the police is for serious things, not just for your jollies? That's the part of it that really gets me angry. Is that totally disrupted.
It's a waste of resources.
It's a waste of resources. Yeah. And for Cumberland Farms, they lost hundreds of dollars in sales. Yeah. I mean, they had to shut the gas pumps down, everything, because it was a bomb threat, So, what are you going to do with all the customers that were hoping to get gas? Oh, guess what? You can't.
Did they ever find out who did the Cumberland Farms one or not?
Yeah, we found out who did it. But you know what? It was a slap on the wrist because he was from another state. And Connecticut didn't want to waste the time to extradite him to Connecticut to face trial.
I can kind of understand that, but in the same breath, it's like they really should have. Because he went on, if it's the same person I'm thinking, he went on and did it a lot more too.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm trying to get at is it's stupid. What is the internet teaching these kids? And it was a kid. It literally was a minor. What the hell is this internet teaching them?
It's more, I think they're just not being properly watched, and then they start being friends with these losers online, and they take advantage of them. They get them to do things, and kids are kids.
Yeah,
they want attention. They want to be part of the cool group, and some kids are a little wired wrong when their parents aren't in their life, watching them.
Right, and I don't know anything about this kid's family, but the thing is that where's the parents? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, absent, apparently.
Yeah, that or both of them are working, and the kid's just sitting at home all by himself, bored. I mean, now with this new age verification, the one question I'm wondering is this really going to save anybody's ass? No, I don't think so, because most kids
No,
don't
they
get...
just want to document everything.
Yeah.
They want to get your ID and incriminate you later. This isn't to save kids, right? Because kids are going to find a way around.
Right, it's not going to save kids. And the thing is, but how many kids get an ID card at the age of 10? Nobody. I don't think any kid I know of has a state ID at the age of 10. So, obviously, a kid can't verify the age because they don't have one. Yeah, you might have one at 16 when you get your learner's permit, if you can get a learner's permit, if you can drive.
Is it Australia that said that no one under
Says
the
thou
age of
shalt not
16?
use thy internet of under thy age of 18. Yeah.
Oh, under
Australia's
18.
not the only country that's doing that.
I don't know how they can do that, though. I mean, I can understand them limiting, like, if you're no social media or this or that, but I don't know how they can keep them off the internet.
I don't know if they can either, but especially if the parents are the one that's giving them the green light to go on there.
Why are you being so naughty?
It's so weird, but when they think about that, it's like, what is any of this control really going to help anybody? I mean, don't we talk about this? Let's just say this real quick. As I said once before, who's storing all the ID information?
That's what those data centers are for.
Well, some of them,
Right?
but not all of them.
I knew it was coming, though, because of all the bull crap that was going on. And when you go to the police about it and say, hey, this or that, they didn't care. Eventually it was going to get to this point where so many people have either been threatened or whatever reason they go to the police for, that they were going to have to do something. And of course they went to the extreme of how they're going about it right now.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, though. Right?
It's like
Instead
they're
of using
punishing
common
everybody
sense,
for
they go overboard
them
with
not doing their jobs. They would have just did their job when people came to them with legitimate crimes. It would have never got this far. But now that
and then again, why do we have these flock cameras? We already had license plate cameras. Why do we have
they're cutting them down in I guess they're cutting them down in Illinois.
We're not getting any more here. We voted against it.
Good for you. They shouldn't get them.
I mean, Connecticut.
So I'm looking at the Australian government website about the social media ban, and it's not punishing citizens. It's just fining the shit out of social media companies. It literally says, what will happen to me if I have an account? It's up to the tech company that owns the platform to create a system to ensure those under 16 can't create or keep social media accounts. This means there won't be fines or penalties for young people and their families if they gain access to age-restricted platforms. Companies will face potential penalties instead, and they said these potential penalties...
But that's why we already have COPPA. We already have this.
What is COPPA?
Child Online Protection Act.
Oh, that's right. You're right, Michelle. We do have that. They put that in years ago.
Yeah. Why don't you strengthen the laws you already got, you dumbass?
So they're putting it on... That's probably why they did the ID thing then.
No, it's not. They didn't actually do it because of COPPA. They actually...
No. I mean, now. It's probably why they do the ID thing now, because if you put it on the social media, they're going to go for the easiest thing. They'll say, oh, well, we asked for ID.
Yeah. But don't forget, just like when we were kids, there's always going to be somebody that's going to go to the dark web somewhere and get a fake ID. You know that.
Yeah. Or use their brothers or sisters.
Or mom and dads, right? Maybe even parents might even voluntarily tell the kids, hey, look, you're my son. I'm going to let you log in on my account and you can use it. That's fine. If you're a parent, that's your son, that's okay. You're a consenting adult, they didn't steal it from you. That's ones that steal it from the parents and say, hey, there's mom's driver's license. I'm going to go grab it real quick so I can go ahead and log into Pornhub. Oh, gee, that's nice. Then, of course, mom's wondering, why am I getting mail from Pornhub? Who put me on Pornhub? Of course, you're sitting there with a little hell over your head like, not me. Yeah, you know what you were thinking, you dirty little runt. that's exactly what's going to happen. These parents are going to find their IDs are being compromised by the youngsters wanting to get on the internet that they're told, I'm sorry, you're too young, you little whippersnapper. You don't need to be an adult. And of course, the kid's like, shit, I don't get my learner's permit until I'm 16. No, that's still not old enough, you little whippersnapper. You need to be 18. Oh, Mom, can I buy your driver's license for a minute?
Yeah, and that's basically what it's going to be like, because with the way that parents have to work, a lot of them aren't stay at home. What are their kids going to do all day?
Yeah.
They'll sign them up for it. Yep.
Well, they could always go to the local library and borrow a book. Oh, but it has to be written in pictograms. Oh. Because remember, they read in pictures now.
Yep.
What would you like to write an entire book in pictograms? Could you imagine writing, say, your favorite kind of true crime story in pictures and emojis?
Be a lot of bloody knives.
And a lot of very unhappy, scared faces.
I seen these cool things. I don't even know what side it was on, but they're like sleepers for adults. I mean, kids could get them too, but they're like of Jason, Freddy Krueger, and they zip all the way up where you have their face and everything. I'm like, these are so cool. I'm gonna get some of these for Halloween.
Oh, really? So it's kind of like a one-piece Halloween custom.
Yeah, it's like a sleeper for, bigger people, but it's all the horror, the iconic horror.
Oh, okay. I hope the kids got enough oxygen breathing into that.
Yeah, there's holes, like the eyes are open and everything. It looks like you're legitly the person. What are you doing?
I think I would probably feel very uncomfortable if someone put me in that. I could just see someone put me in a little Hello Kitty, and I'm like, I can't breathe, man. Where's the oxygen cylinder? Oh, well, I'm going to do it with the carbon dioxide gas. Oh. Otherwise, you're going to have an Apollo 13 in here. Okay, that was actually what was the problem with Apollo 13 was the carbon dioxide scrubbers were broken. So, it's because you bring in oxygen doesn't deal with the waste product, the carbon dioxide. I don't think we're getting a stimulus check, guys. Look, stop asking me.
Asking you what?
So everybody wants to know about we're going to be getting a stimulus check.
Never. Stop hoping for it.
I would say at this point you're right about the never. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it could theoretically still happen, but I would say chances are slim to none.
It'd be so nice because with all the fraud they found, like everyone just got $1 million deposited into their account. But then I was talking to my brother about it. I'm like, if they did that, the house market would it would be so hard to buy a house because they would be asking astronomically large amounts for these houses because of the market. Cars would be the same. So I don't know how they would do that, give everybody so much money.
I wonder if at the time if people really thought about that when they were giving out stimulus during COVID, because maybe
but that was only like a few $100s each. I mean, you're talking comfortably with all the fraud that was found, each person could get over $1 million and there would still be money left over. And not to mention all the cars and everything that they got back from a lot of those people that they're going to auction off and sell off. All that money.
Why don't they use the money for something for the state and the counties that they need, like renovations, like repairing the roads, like you said, and
that's coming. Our courthouse actually, which is it's like a historical landmark. They want to tear it down and rebuild it because they said they don't have the funds for it. And I'm like, where is all the money from all the fines, all the, the donations, all the everything that comes in, all the revenue from this town why hasn't anything ever been put towards the courthouse?
Just like
Where is
it's
that
the
money?
same thing as with the Medicaid, the food stamp fraud and Medicare fraud. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just got a nice big fat paycheck this week.
Yeah, there was a bunch of fraud with that too. They found $1 million in food stamp fraud. Some guy was saying he was feeding 4,000 kids a day. That's crazy, man. I'm so tired of these people just all my whole life. I have been taught that stealing is wrong. Yeah. And look, I'm poor living in a shitty apartment, and these people are living off of us driving BMWs and living in mansions, and their IQs are like of 70. It's like it doesn't pay to be honest anymore. It pays more if you're a frickin' criminal.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is that in the long run it pays, to be honest. But the problem is when it comes to, you don't win the battle, but in the long run you win the war, because you are probably going to be getting easy pass to heaven, whereas them, well, they're going to get an easy pass to the other one. That's just reality, because they've already received the just desserts. They don't need to worry about getting the pleasures of seeing the eternal kingdom of God, because they already basically got their rewards already. It's like those St. Paul that said that. Or for the wages of sin is death, but one can earn eternal life by following Christ, right? So yeah, we get into the religious side too here. We get into both. But the thing is, like I said, they might win the battle. They might have it good now, but when the time comes, when the final trump blows, it's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. And the problem is that those people already knew it was coming, and they just didn't care. They're just like the grasshopper. They're like, oh, I'm going to party now, babe. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to have all the nice, good stuff, all my ill-begotten goods. Well, the poor ant has been stockpiling for weeks before the hard winter. And they're like, go to the ant saying, why is he getting a chance to party like it's 1999? I can barely even scrape 2 nickels together. But remember, the ant is going to have paradise. That party now are not going to have it. You know that. They're just going to suffer because of their, evil means, the way they've done things. Yeah, well, money is artificial anyway. Let's look at it this way, okay? It's just like It's Jimmy said on It's Jimmy Show. We can make more money. Money is man-made. It's actually, we just print money, but the problem is we'll never pay our down our debt. That is something the man created, okay? It's part of our economic system. I mean,
Hey, Michelle, I gotta run.
Yeah, I gotta get
Bye, Brittany. See you tonight, hopefully.
All right, talk to you later, Brittany.
I'll see you tonight.
I'll see you
I put some questions in the political chat, so if you guys want to yeah, so we could just ask whatever. We could roll a dice, maybe. We could do. I don't know. We could figure something out.
Don't forget, I'm not afraid to bring in some faith system into the political, because it kind of does tie in with it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay. Well, anyway, like you guys said, I gotta get ready to wrap it up too. So I'll see you guys at 8 o'clock tonight. Both of you.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
Bye,
Have
Brittany.
a good day. 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Bye, Leo. Bye, everybody. Hit like,
everybody.
hype it. Bye.
Bye. All right. So let me go ahead and stop the recording here for the sound. Drop out of the panel here. And yeah, so we are having the political talk today. Basically, it's going to be free form. So, why does blind to billionaires always say we're clickbait? Let's put it this way. If we get a stimulus check, I'll let you know. Okay? I will let you know. Because I'm not in it for the clickbait. I'm going to tell you the truth if we get one. Well, they might want to have a stimulus check. The problem is that the likeliness of getting one, if we get one on April 7th, I'll let you know if we get one on August 7th. If we get one. I don't think so. Blind a billionaire, I know that. Right, because we got off of money backed by precious commodities like metal, right? After 1972, after Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard, after predecessor took us off the silver standard in 1965, I think that was a mistake. But we do use silver and gold as industrial metals too, so that there was a reason why it exists. All right, so let's get the blessings out of the way and take care of some things before the show today. All of you guys have a happy and safe day. Stay out of trouble. Be healthy. Be happy. Be strong. Be good. And may your day be bright and strong. And may you have a good, happy song all day long. Don't forget, we want you to be with us and be healthy and strong too. Don't forget to show your love. Give out a like, a share, and be with us tonight at 8 o'clock. I'd love to have you there. The service is on. It's time to go. Peace, kind, love, and don't forget to party on, dude, and be excellent to one another. Like, share, and hype. Like, share, and hype. Like, share, and hype. Let's get the show out there, guys. Let's see this show grow. This is where you come in. You guys share the show. If you don't share the show, we can't grow. You guys have to help us out here. It doesn't take a minute. Share it with your friends, family, loved ones, and this show could easily grow very fast. Absolutely. Until then, thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Michele Marie Dalene, I will always be there for you. Michele, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way. Twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire.